Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome back to this course on the entrepreneurial mindset. In this session, we'll be talking about a quick summary of the article on effectuation. This 3-page note helps you to understand it again and look at from another perspective. So this article starts with what is effectuation. It talks that entrepreneurs are constantly making decisions, and they have to take action. So how do they do that? Are there some universal principles or methods which they do and apply? So to answer these questions, Saraswati, a cognitive scientist, she did a study which we have been discussing before, and the results of that study which came out was effectuation. And so effectuation is a logic of thinking, a way of thinking that uniquely serves entrepreneurs in starting a business. It provides a way to control a future that is inherently unpredictable. It helps you to control that. So the expert entrepreneur insight. So what does it do? It helps in 3 areas. Number 1, ideas. To develop and evolve those ideas and towards sellable products and services with proven customers. It helps you evolve. You fine-tune it, you define it, by new ideas with the affordable loss principle. You keep on experimenting again and again, and you use your bird in hand, so that interaction refines your idea. Like Roxanne, stakeholder commitments. People come using effectuation. The entrepreneur interacts in search of self-selecting partners. So he uses quilt and laminate and his bird in hand to find people who are suitable, who are relevant, who can work with him, who are who can integrate well to co-create decisions. He can make quick decisions because when he is well aware of his affordable loss, so they use a set of techniques that serve as the foundation for making decisions. So generally, Sarah calls that effectual logic is like gear 1 and 2, and I sometimes say that 3 as well, and the reverse gear. So we need to know how to drive a car in gear 1, 2, and 3 and reverse. So effectuation is a thinking framework, set of heuristics, doing the doable, and how to get the sellable products. It is not planning, it is not algorithm, it's not a system to tell you what to do. It doesn't tell you what to do. It enables you to find out what to do. So you yourself make the decision. So the quick overview of the 5 principles of effectuation and the cycle. Expert entrepreneurs have learned the hard way that the most important ventures are built in a space in which the future is not only unknown but unknowable. So you can't even know about it, what is going to happen tomorrow. But still, entrepreneurs do shape this unpredictable future. So what do? They use these techniques, these 5 principles to minimize the use of prediction, which allows them to shape the future. So let's quickly look at these 5 principles. Number 1 is the bird in hand. Start with your means. Start with your means. So when they set out to build a new venture, they start who am I, who I am, what I know, and whom I know. And out of that, they imagine possibilities which can be originated. So in contrast, what happens in the causal model? In causal reasoning works inversely by assembling means before. Second is affordable loss. Focus on the downside. How much are you willing to lose? How much money, time, and effort are you willing to lose? So the entrepreneurs limit their risk. They control their risk. They downsize their risk by understanding what they can afford to lose at each step of their journey. So instead of seeking large or all great opportunities, they choose goals and actions which are within their affordable loss. In contrast, in the causal model and the MBA model, what they do is they look at the expected returns, they make cash flows and projections, and start with the target a return, and then try to minimize the associated. They work the reverse way. Laminate principle. Laminate talks about leveraging your contingencies, surprises. So expert entrepreneurs invite the surprise factor. They love surprises. They, instead of making what-if scenarios and to deal with worst case things, they interpret the bad news as surprises as potential clues. They embrace surprises. And here we hate surprises. When we work to minimize surprises. And you see that it's a very defensive strategy. Patchwork quilt, form partnerships. And expert entrepreneurs build partners with self-selecting stakeholders, those people who develop an interest and passion. So by obtaining the commitment from their emerging partners, what do they do? How does it help? It reduces the uncertainty, because people who join them, they are bringing something, and they help co-create the new market. Wow. In this case, they're obsessed with competitive analysis, competition, looking at the SWOT and the weaknesses. And the fifth principle is the pilot and the plane, focusing on activities within their control. Whatever you can control, just control it and do it and take the action, and hopefully it will take you somewhere. And effectual worldview is rooted in the belief that the future is neither found nor predicted, but rather made. Positive reasoning accepts that established market forces will cause future unfold. So we are depending on the external world. So combined together, these five principles, how do they work? The cycle starts from the word in hand, who I am and what I know, and from that, what can I do? You make small goals. So this is the means and the goals. These two things coming here, and then we see the next is the interaction with people. Interact with other people and get stakeholder commitment. So these two things are coming here, and in next interactions drive the process of enlisting others to join in the co-creating the new venture. So committed stakeholders keep on coming. So in a way, so this is the first part, means. Based on your means, you make goals. While making goals, make sure it is within the affordable loss. And during this process, you need to leverage your surprises, and then interaction with people take place. You see the quilt principle, commitments, and out of that you find new means, new goals, and then you see that adds on to the cycle, and you find new projects, firms, and so that was a quick summary which can be used to share with your students and with your team members. Thank you very much.